What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Books and Beers. So this is episode number 40, which is kind of a big deal. I'm going to start things a little different and actually encourage you guys to subscribe right now. We're about to reach 200 subscribers, which is a big deal for us. If you're subscribed, you probably saw Barney's video last week where he mentioned the 6 books that he's going to be reading this summer. And I actually got a new bookshelf, which I just finished organizing and still needs some decoration. So I'm going to show it to you guys real quick and also mention the 6 books that I'm going to be reading this year. Let's hit it! So the first book I'm going to be reading is a book that I actually already started. It is called The Defining Decade. It is a self-help book meant for people that are in their 20s. I'm already like halfway into it and I really like it. It starts focusing about work, then it transitions into love, and then it finishes into the body and the mind. I recommend it, especially for people that have just graduated college. All my friends that watch these videos, good pick. It was also given to me by my ex-girlfriend, so that's always interesting. Then the second one I'm going to be reading is one that is long overdue. It is a really important book and one that I started reading a few months ago but then stopped. It is called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. It was recommended by Barney, who actually did an amazing video about it, which you guys should go and definitely check that out. Long overdue, especially for me that I've been working and making money for almost a year now. So really need to get to this one fast. Then once I'm done with those two, trying to find something a little easier, I'm actually going to transition into an autobiography. It is the autobiography of Stephen Schwarzman called What It Takes. It was also a recommendation by Barney. This is actually Barney's book. It is highlighted by him, so I'm excited to see that. And it was the first book that he reviewed. Autobiographies are always super cool because they give you that sense that the person is talking to you, something that we always mention here in Books and Beers. And it's also my favorite type of book. So I always get through them really fast, and I'm really excited to get to this one too. So recently, we actually had our first fiction review. It was a review by Barney, which I'm starting to feel is the main focus of this video. But he said something really interesting, which is that when you read fiction books, it's actually much easier because you don't have to put your mind so much into it. And that's something I struggle with sometimes. When I'm done working throughout the day and then I go work out when I come home, sometimes I just don't want to be reading a self-help book at night or a book about finance. So I'm excited to start reading a little more fiction. And the book I'm going to be reading is 100 Years of Solitude, which I have on my bookshelf. I got it in Spanish because something that is really important about this book is that my grandparents, my dad, my mom, my sister have all read it, and they all read it in Spanish, so this is a big classic. And one of the things that I'm the most interested about is that I have no clue what it's about. So that's always something cool and something that I've never done but I've always wanted to do. After some fiction, I'm actually going to keep going a little bit with fiction, but it's a fiction book that is also self-help. More importantly, focused in personal finance, and it is called The Richest Man in Babylon. I was actually supposed to read this book a few months ago when I went to Gainesville, Florida to visit my friends who were still in college, and we were supposed to do a joint review. Sadly, no one read it except for my friend Pancho, which I might have by the time I do the review for this book. But this is a big time classic and I started reading it a few months ago, then I stopped, but it's one that I'm really excited to finish because it has some really important points and it's also pretty short. I think it's less than 100 pages. And then the 6th and last book I'm going to be reading is going to be Why Nations Fail, which is kind of a thick one. It was gifted to me recently by a friend of my sister's who always watches the videos, so thank you, Alberto. And I'm excited because I actually have heard about it. It talks about the origins of power and poverty and how certain nations fail and certain nations succeed. And especially for me, being someone from Venezuela, a country that many people consider to have failed, I'm really excited to see how the concepts in this book apply to what I know about my country. And then bonus is another one that I already started reading, and it's called Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. It is the book by Neil deGrasse Tyson, which I really like because he goes to the podcast of Joe Rogan a lot and has some really cool concepts. The issue with this book is that I'm halfway there and I've barely understood anything, so it's a little hard to get through it. But it has some really cool stuff, so I'm probably going to end up reviewing this one as well and share it with you guys. And that's pretty much it. So as you can see, I have a lot of books that I haven't read, but maybe during the little montage that I did, you saw one that you liked and you think I should be reviewing. Let us know in the comments because we really like recommendations given by the people that watch our videos, and it's something that we definitely want to review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.